Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So we are going to explore the concept or the term witch wound. It's something that I've heard throughout my life, but never really understood it until now. Because I looked into it, I was like, what is this term? You know, when you hear people say things, you're like, I need to understand this more. So I did a call out on the channel under posts. And if you're subscribed and you have notifications on, you will get messages when we do a post. And I wanted to know if you guys had questions about the witch wound. All right. And we got 33 questions. I mean, we got more questions, but there's 33, which obviously was a topic that you guys were interested in. So I'm really excited to see what your questions are and how the lead team responds to those. All right. So before we get started, it's almost Valentine's Day and we are having a sale in our shop. So if you want to support our channel in a different way, then check out our shop right there. Mugs, magnets, all sorts of things. So, okay, thank you. All right, so witch wound. So I'm going to do a little reading and then just to kind of talk about like, what is this? And we'll do the prayer and then I'll ask your questions. Okay, so for many, the witch wound may be defined as a lingering subconscious fear of being seen. I know I've had that. Speaking one's truth 100% and stepping into personal power. We'll explore if this fear is rooted in a history of persecution and the suppression of our spiritual gifts. That's kind of how it's defined. And if this is a literal trauma passed down through our DNA or a collective block. All right. And, you know, I mean, it could have been passed down from ancestor to ancestor too, right? Generation after generation. And if we are now in a time to heal the witch wound, wouldn't that be nice if we can heal that? I think that would be amazing. In fact, I recently I connected with somebody to do a reading from the, I'm drawing a blank. I really don't like when I do that. My brain obviously is working a little slow. What is it called? Dang it. I tell you, the Akashic Records. Yeah, you know how you just sometimes cannot retrieve the most basic thing that you're trying to think about? Oh my goodness gracious. Live on camera. So yes, I had a reading with the Akashic Records. And one of my questions was, I said, is there anything I should know to assist the healing that's been passed down through my ancestral line? Because that's one of the things that my understanding is reading the book, How to Read the Akashic Records, which we're currently in the middle of reading together in the Spirit Circle, that's one of the purposes of accessing the Akashic Records is so that you can heal and that we can use that information to heal our ancestral line for the past and for the future. And I thought, well, okay, I would like to do whatever I can, take some responsibility and do some healing for the future of our ancestral line, even though I don't even have any children. But, I don't think that matters. It's energetic. So I interact with a lot of people in my family. So I didn't necessarily, there wasn't anything like, I can't even remember. That's how earth-shattering the information was. I have to go back and listen to it again. I only listened to it once, but there wasn't anything that I gleamed onto. I probably thought, oh, okay, that is what I'm doing. I'm already doing that, which is why I don't have it in my head. So, okay, so witch wound. Let's see about this. All right, small prayer for clearing. Just make sure we're accessing the right energy. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hey, lead team. If you're new here, the lead team has given themselves that name on the pendulum when I asked them if our community here is being divinely guided by, every action on earth is being divinely guided. So of course we are. So I wondered if there was a group name that they could give themselves, and they gave themselves the lead team collective. And they did say that everybody who's here and kind of sticks around, your spirit team is a part of the lead team collective. Now, that being said, they also said, and I'm going to just give, because I know some of you have heard the story like a million times, but every once in a while I need to repeat it for those who are new. They also said that some spirit teams are automatically a part of the lead team, and some need to be invited by their human. So if you want to know for sure that your spirit team is a part of this conversation, then just give them permission to be a part of the conversation. Why some of our spirit teams are automatically a part of it, I don't know. Maybe they just already know that their human would give them permission. I have no idea. So only you would know. Excuse me. Okay, lead team, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate all your guidance. We've got questions about what humans term as the witch wound. Do you have answers for us? Yes. Okay, very good. Would you do me a favor and just confirm that my energy is completely clear and void of your responses? Yes. Okay. So regardless of like my past history with witch wound or my future, whatever, my current, let's answer it for the collective, for all of us. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Question number 1. Is the witch wound a real energetic block that people carry today? Yes. Yes. Now, would you call it a witch wound? No. So just remember that's human semantics basically. But it's an energetic thing, and that's how our guides speak, is an energy. Okay, would you say that this energy is a lower vibration? Yes. And was that the whole purpose of suppressing? Of part of the suppression was to lower the vibration of anyone who thought that they had a connection with spirit? Yes, or higher powers or whatever. Are we born as blank slates without carrying our ancestors' trauma? Good question. They're saying yes. Okay, now I'm going to tease this out a little bit because I think there's a few ways we could take this. So, are we born as blank slates energetically without carrying our ancestors' trauma? I'm surprised. They're saying yes. Okay. What about our own past lives? Have we had past lives, all of us? Yes. What about our past lives? Do we carry anything in from our past lives? Yes. Okay, so there's a difference between our own past lives and our ancestors' trauma. Yes. Oh, very interesting. Well, then I'm not sure that I had that right about the Akashic Records. So is one of the reasons to access the Akashic Records to heal our family line trauma? Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So both are true. Both are true. That's interesting. I'm not even sure where to go with that at the moment. Uh, okay. So are we born as blank slates, but then, oh, here. Do we pick up our ancestral trauma from our parents and because of what they've been taught? Yes. Okay. So that's where, so we are literally born as blank slates. Yes. Okay. So our ancestral trauma is taught to us. Yes. Okay. Which is why, that is why we would want to access the Akashic Records to heal and understand what kind of traumas our ancestors went through. Yes. Oh, that makes sense. So if we can identify, if we don't know what the history of our ancestors are or anything they experienced, how could we possibly understand the energy and the messages that were passed down to us? Is that correct? Yes. Wow. Okay. I just had a huge light bulb go off on that. Right? So how would you know? So all this energy and these good and bad, right? We've got good and bad things that have been passed down to us, but we don't even know why those things even exist because we don't know what were the actual circumstances that created that line of energy in our families. That is interesting. We only know, I could ask my mom, well, what was your childhood like? What happened to you? And then do you know anything that happened to your mom and your dad when they were growing up? But then if you don't ask them, if you don't have an opportunity to ask them and they don't really know, because a lot of families didn't talk about it. They're not as open as we are nowadays. A lot of families didn't talk about stuff. People came back from the wars and they didn't want to talk about what happened to them. So you can't even place it. You can't place it then. Oh, that's fascinating. Is anybody else as fascinated by this as I am? We've only gotten through 2 questions too. The blank slate one, that was interesting. Okay, is the fear of our own power only a modern day occurrence? No. You know what? We gotta do a video on personal power because I don't really, I get it, but I don't get it. Personal. So I'm writing it down, personal power. I'm going to post, what questions you guys have on that one because I just want to explore that a little bit. Is the fear of our own power the result of an ancient wound? Yes. Yes. Again, we're born as blank slates, but it's been passed down energetically. And it's probably sitting in the trees. Is the energy of all that sitting in nature? Trees that have been down here for a long time. Obviously, Mother Earth. Yes. Really interesting. Does the witch wound have one primary root that started it all? You can always tell where I'm like, what? Yes. Oh my. When humans started having more consciousness on Earth, we moved from a cell to consciousness, whatever. Okay, that's probably not even correct, but just when we started having more consciousness on Earth, was this an automatic thing that spirits we all knew was going to happen with this 3D experience? No, we didn't. Okay. So this has just kind of happened and then it kind of just took on a life of its own. Yes. Interesting. Is the origin of this wound a spiritual one? Yes. Because really personal power, when I think of personal power and how we're using it in the spiritual community, It's understanding that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Yes. Yes. I mean, that's how I interpret it. Obviously, you can interpret it, to stand into your power or whatever, in any circumstances. But I think when it comes to the witch wound, they did not want people to feel that they even had an afterlife. Because is that true? Yes. Because if they felt they had an afterlife, then they wouldn't behave on Earth, as if we wouldn't behave. Of course we would. I mean, why wouldn't we? We could, we might not, but it was a form of control, obviously. Yes. Can our subconscious associate having spiritual power with feeling guilty? Yes. Yes. That makes sense. Do we all share this wound as part of a collective consciousness? Yes, we do. Is the witch wound something that only affects certain individuals personally? Yes. And so it does depend. We're born with that blank slate. It depends on how strong it is within a family line. Is that true? Yes. But we all have it. Plus, you got the collective consciousness that has it. Yes. And just remember, this is not a male or female thing, even though witch is implying female, but have we all had lives on Earth in the 3D experience as both male, female, gender fluid, like all of it? Yes. Okay. So it's, so it's not just, you got to kind of obviously think bigger. So let's see. What number am I on? Is it possible for this trauma to be passed down through our family DNA? No. They're saying no. So it's more energetic and what we pick up energetically and lessons we learn, how we're taught. Yes. So it's conditioning, basically. Yes. Can a past life witch wound cause chronic physical pain in this life? Yes. But we're born as blank slates. So we got to keep our, so they're saying, yes, we're born as blank slates. So, except we do carry let me get this straight. I got to remember what we said. We carry from our own past life experience, our higher self, own past life experiences from lifetime to lifetime. Yes, but we don't carry our ancestors' past lifetime experiences. Is that correct? So they said no, and yes, that is correct. Okay, you got it? I have to try to remember that as we answer the rest of these questions. So that question was, can a past life witch wound cause chronic physical pain in this life? And the answer is yes, because it's your own. It's your own past life. So can ancestors' past lives witch wounds cause chronic physical pain for us? No. That is an interesting distinction, isn't it? Are birthmarks and scars always just random biological occurrences? Yes. I thought they were going to say no. I was like, what are we going to find out? So yes. So is there anything with birthmarks from one life to another for reincarnation? Oh, there is. Okay. So the question there was biological occurrences. So that can be interpreted a number of ways. They're saying yes. So birthmarks can represent previous lifetimes in some way. Yes. Do they always represent previous lifetimes in some way? Yes. Oh, wow. I don't think I have any birthmarks. I have a chicken pox mark right there that I got when I was like 4 or something. The whole scratching thing. Does a birthmark often indicate the exact location, oh boy, of a fatal wound received in a past life? Are you kidding me? Yes, really wide swing. Okay, who has them and tell us where they are? Okay, that's freaky. That's freaky. Okay, tell us where your birthmark is. Like, do you have one right here on your face? Or, oh, oh, I don't know that you want to be thinking of it that way, do you? Is that helpful to think of your birthmark that way? I don't like that. Oh boy. Okay. Can the shape of a birthmark provide a clue to the specific instrument used during past life persecution? Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, how am I supposed to tease that out? I'm not going to tease that out. Are beauty marks in specific patterns like constellations signs of a soul's previous affiliation with a high level magic? It is not. Okay. So a beauty mark would be the same thing as a birthmark, right? I mean, I guess they're answering yes, but right? Is that how we interpret it as humans? So they're saying yes. Okay. So, but it doesn't have anything to do, so birthmarks have to do with past lives? Yes. Are they only about where we were fatally wounded? No. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. So you don't know for sure if that's, if your birthmark is where you were fatally wounded. Oh man. Is it possible for a physical mark to change shape or color as we do the work, of reclaiming our power? What? Yes. In the current human avatar? Yes. Or are you referring to like the next lifetime we have? No. Okay. Wow. Has anybody's changed? That's amazing. Is the witch wound stored mainly in the throat chakra? Yes, I can imagine. I'm sorry, but this one, I just love it when we can do topics that I know nothing about. Because I just learned so much. I hope you are too. This is awesome. Some of you probably all already know all this stuff. Is a chronic weak spot in the body actually a localized energy leak? Yes. Is it caused by past life trauma? Can it be caused by past life trauma? Yes. Oh, so is it always caused by past life trauma? No. So if we have a weak spot in the body, is something we should look into is closing that energy leak. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. So Reiki, anybody who does Reiki? Hey, especially my Reiki experts here. We got Reiki experts here. So is this true in your practice? Can you please let us know in the comments? Because if you have a weak spot or some pain, some chronic pain, that would be interesting. Maybe even acupuncture. To even PT, like my PT could probably do some, because she does energy work too. So did you guys know that PT is done on the inside of the body as well? And I know, let's not go to the gymnastics thing. So we all know, but but it's like legit, like they can really heal things. I think that's fascinating. Okay. I just didn't know that, and I learned that recently. So yeah, very interesting. So think about your chronic pain, and maybe a conversation you haven't had is whether or not you have an energy leak. So something to explore, obviously not medical advice, can unexplainable chronic pain be an alarm meant to wake us up to a past life gift we are suppressing? Oh my goodness, really wide swing on that. Ding, ding, ding. Somebody who asked that, you just hit on something. Okay, so that's another area with the chronic pain to explore as to what past life gift, because that might have to do with the witch wound. Does it have to do with might it do with the witch wound? Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll tell you one thing. Last year, if you've been on the channel, I was complaining about this rash I had. I am not kidding you. Like, I tried everything. Diet, skincare. When I realized it started is when I started doing these and only really focused on politics. When it went away? Seriously, it went away 1 year later when I stopped talking about politics. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. So I think it was stress related. So is that even though my SGs were telling me, is that the case? Yes. I never even asked them. It's the first time I've asked them this. Look at the wide swing on that. But you guys were telling me it was lactose intolerance, which, yes, maybe I still have. Yes. Okay. So that was my probably like exacerbating it. You know what I mean? Exacerbating it, So interesting, right? Stress and, not using your gifts can really play havoc on our physical bodies. Does a feeling of coldness or emptiness in a specific limb indicate an energetic amputation? Oh my God, this is the best episode ever from a previous life. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, who has that? Wow. Wow. I mean, I can imagine many of us who might have fought in some wars, probably have had that, experience. Can physical tension in the shoulders, I got that, be an energetic weight carried from a lifetime of hiding one's true nature? Like it's the witch wound. Yes, it can. Wow. And again, so I've talked about this before. My mom, my sister, Marcia, and myself have all had chronic neck issues. And we asked them, I still don't believe it. I think it's just too convenient. But they said that all three of us were unalived by our necks. Is that true? I'm just going to keep testing them on that. Yes. And they did say it was part of the witch trials. Was it? Yes. Was it a part of the witch trials in Salem, Massachusetts? No. Okay. Well, I was going to say that's too convenient for me. But it was going on around the world, right? Even though Salem is like the most popular. Yes. So were the three of us, because we come down with soul families, we keep reincarnating with soul families. Were the three of us hung at the same time? No, we weren't hung at the same time. So were we hung in the same lifetime together? Yes. Okay. Did we know each other? Yes. Okay. Anyways, a little sidetrack. But that's interesting. Have some of us made soul contracts to hide our gifts for our protection? Yes. See, this is why we have to just... Did we do that? Did we do that to make it a little harder on us for the experience of self-discovery? Yes. Did we do it in this lifetime and those who are living in 2026? Do we need to still have that agreement to protect ourselves? Is that still important? No. Okay. Is a physical vulnerability sometimes a fail-safe we design to prevent us from misusing power? Are you kidding me? You guys are so amazing in this life. Yes. Okay, so if we have this, had we misused power in previous lifetimes? Yes. And we wanted to ensure that our humanness would not get in the way of that again. Yes. And so if we've got this sort of vulnerability, physical vulnerability, it makes it less likely that we would be able to do that. Yes. Wow. Can a soul contract for protection manifest as a physical allergy or sensitivity to specific herbs or environments? What? Yes. Can a soul contract for protection manifest as a physical allergy? So whatever the protection is, that's fascinating. So if we have allergies, let's just say to an environment, let's just say we have an allergy to a cat, then are all allergies a protection device for whatever purpose? Yes. Wow. I had never thought about that kind of stuff before. Wow. So not only allergies, but like sensitivities, probably to food. If you have a certain allergy, maybe it's meant, are certain allergies or ailments or something meant, or, maybe we're mistreated for how we look or something in a particular part of the world and we move. Is it meant to get us to that spot where we move to? Yes. Because, like some people might have arthritis and they move to drier climates. Did they have the arthritis to move to that climate? Wow. Yes. It's just so many things. Is reclaiming your voice the single most important key to healing? Yes. Wow. Wow. Can the suppression of intuition be fully healed in our current lifetime? Yes. Do you expect that if we are really moving into a new earth and a 5D experience by 2050, that all of this suppression will be released? Is that what's going to happen? Yes. Okay. Is the witch wound a permanent part of the soul that can never be erased? No. No. Is all energy work considered a form of magic? Yes and no. And this is where I'm going to tease this out. Is it considered, because some people, is it a human construct, the form of magic? Yes. So it could be. It depends on who's interpreting it. From a spiritual perspective, from you guys, the realm, or other realms, is it considered a form of magic? No. It's just working with energy, right? It's working with vibration. Yes. Can we so it's basically, you go for Reiki, and we do this once a week in the spirit circle, is they clear negative energy basically for us and help us raise our vibrations. So join us in the spirit circle every Monday. It's 3 times a month actually, and every once in a while I'll do an extra one, but 3 times a month, because the first week of every month we do the messages from the lead team and the forecast for the month. So okay, we did that one. Can we transmute this wound into something that benefits all of humanity? Yes. Is by transmuting the wound just raising the vibration? Yes. And then that benefits humanity. Yes. So the more you work on yourself, right? The more you clear, get some energy work, do some clearing, then that benefits humanity. Yes. Does the healing of a physical weak spot in one person create a healing ripple for their entire ancestral line? Yes. Going forward? Yes. Going backwards? No, because remember, we're born with a blank slate. So interesting. So going forward, yes. Going forward, yes. Okay, you guys, this was delightful, if I don't say so myself. Again, your questions. So good. So good. I'm going to have to sit on this for a little while. I might have to listen to this back. I do listen every once in a while. I'll listen back and I'll be like, wow, I just learned a lot. It's really weird to learn from yourself, but we're learning from the lead team, and you guys, because you asked such amazing questions. Okay, watch for a post on personal power. It may repeat some of this stuff, but that's okay. I need it kind of drilled in. So I want to dig a little deeper into like what personal power really is. Okay, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.